into it. It's gonna be funny as fuck. I don't know why this motherfucker looks like a clown, but then again, he is a clown, so it makes sense, right? Alright, but let's get it. Let's see what happens.
Also, by the way, bro, you said, nah, I'd win. When somebody asks you, you know what happens after to the guy who says that, right?
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
What's up, chat? What's going on, boys? We're here 3 years later, 3 years in the making. Hold on, I gotta fix my chat. There we go. There we go. Yo!
Yeah, we'll maximize
up,
it so we
boys?
can see the chat too.
All right, I tweeted about it.
Hold on, my thing's missing.
Gonna tweet as well.
Phone's going crazy right now. Hold on.
Hey, working with
Yo, what's up, chat?
SWAGKAGE, the
Let's
GOAT.
go! Let's go! We're here, Swag. For all those who are just joining, I'm debating SWAGKAGE. SWAGKAGE, you here, man?
No.
No, he's
You
not.
can
here.
get a little
Okay.
nice boost
Never
with
mind,
subs
boys. So as
too. You
guys
name
can
it.
see, I'm looking pretty crazy right now. This is the first live. This is probably the craziest face reveal live stream you've ever seen in your life. But
Yeah,
I'm
swag.
ready. I'm suited up to go.
I'm gonna be honest.
We're gonna
I'm not
be-
trying to be mean, but he'll always shit on people for this. Like even when people are not even trying to do this too, but like he'll be like, "Oh, you only got this because this person, whatever." But yeah, whenever he's getting more special attention, you name it, or something he normally would never get. Oh, it's perfectly fine now.
Debating Itachi versus Pain. I'm going to be using Sick Itachi from the start of Shippuden, and SWAGKAGE is going to be taking the 6 pads of Pain. Anything else you want to say before we start the debate,
So
Swag?
what is your win condition that he defeats the Pains?
Yeah. That's what I would assume it is.
Okay.
That good with you?
Yeah.
Presumably if he defeats the Pains, right? Like he'll just end up having to fight in Nagato somewhere else and do the same thing he did to the Pains. Just what I mean, it would just be
Well,
more difficult,
Nagato is the 7th Pain.
Yeah, he is. But I figured by the time he gets done fighting, and like if he loses all of his Pains, he's probably gonna be pretty weakened. But regardless, yeah, just defeating the 6 pads of Pain. Is that cool with you?
Nagato too.
Nagato
Welcome,
too.
Ken. Welcome.
Oh, man.
He's the 7th
King
Pain.
greater than noodles
Which
is
is
fuck,
so-
bro.
All right, fine. We can do Nagato too.
No, you didn't miss the debate. It just started. I rewinded
so-
it to the beginning though because
So the
like,
last time I
we're-
got a lot of
we're like 5 or
criticism
10
for
minutes
not
behind,
letting
that's it.
you argue your point. So I will give you the
Yeah,
opportunity.
so hopefully this time I actually get to talk about
But yeah, facts. Because he didn't even ever like really. Yeah, if you guys like ever watched the old debate, it was mainly just Noodles arguing and Swag having to be on defense the whole fucking time. But once again, that's why a little tip to give you guys: control the debate. Okay. Anyways, what's it called? Once again, just to recap, just to have a little bit of an intro, even though we're a little late, because we're just kind of just winging it right now. But this is about Pain versus Itachi. It's Sick Itachi, by the way, from what I've been told. So on and so forth. At least I'm pretty sure it is Sick Itachi. I don't know. But anyways, they're about to go at it. You name it. Let's get it. Let's see.
speaks. But I believe that it should actually happen this time. I think I'm cool with letting you open though.
Okay, you want me to open?
I'm hoping Swag wins, but I'm just saying, even though Swag is the GOAT, and Noodles is nowhere near when it comes to all that, you name it, whatever, I do think Noodles is more than likely a better debater, though. I'm just saying. And mind you, I don't like Noodles. I don't even fuck with Noodles. You guys already know that, okay? But I'm just saying, if I had to bet money, it would more than likely be Noodles. I'm just saying, okay? But I'm hoping Swag takes it, and I even heard from many, many credible people, very intelligent and high-tier people as well, okay, that SWAGKAGE has actually gotten very, very better and improved as better, etc. You name it. So, let's see.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Noodles looks like an absolute, literally a clown.
Your points in after this, though. I'll let you get counters and give you the ability to scale. I don't actually have to leave for work this time, so I'll be here all debate. Yeah, I guess the first thing I'll start off with is I think that Itachi.
The real question is, will Noodles be this professional and nice the whole debate, or will he snap and eventually be a dick to Swag? Who knows? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Amaterasu would definitely be effective against the Pads of Pain, and I think it would kill multiple of them or just all of them outright.
Okay, so when you say effective, what do you mean?
I think it would incinerate them completely.
Okay, so walk me through your thought process here. Because so like we're talking strictly AP now, right? Like its ability to like damage them.
Hold on, let me call my butler over. Giovanni, I need you to bring me the scan. That
all I'm gonna say on this, bro, the summoning path of pain was able to be in a pool of fucking acid and be perfectly fine and not melt or anything, you name it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, and take a rising gun from Sage Jiraiya and still get out and attack, you name it. Okay, the whole nine. Like, and all the other passive pains are pretty crap. You know, six-tail feats, you name it. We know, like, you can incinerate from a six-tail V2, you know, the heat, the poison, you name it, all this other shit, yada. I'm just saying, bro, they got pretty crazy durability, you know, even Sage 1 Naruto and whatnot, so, you know, don't sleep on the pains, but, hey, what's it called, and then, Nagato, he's obviously a fucking beast himself, too, so, like, we literally see Nagato go on fire, and then he just pushes it off, just say it, you know, like,
Asu is the strongest physical
Your scan, sir.
Yeah, bring
your scan,
here,
sir.
come here, Giovanni, come here, make sure you get in here, Come here, move the mic. Come here. Here, bend down so they can see you real quick. This is my butler, Giovanni. All right, here. You got the scan?
Yes. What? They got a small ass fridge.
Strongest physical
in like
attacks.
the living room, I think.
All right.
Here's your stand.
That's a small fridge.
Right here.
I can never.
If you guys can read this, it says that. Here, I'll read it to you.
Yeah, can you also put it in the scans chat?
I will. I have it saved that way too. But I'm just gonna show the chat real quick what it says. This is Black Zetsu like monologuing to himself while he's watching the Itachi versus Heavy Sasuke fight, and this is what he says: continuing to use genjutsu will lead nowhere. From the moment Sasuke broke through the Tsukiyomi, genjutsu battle became pointless, which means it's going to be a direct ninjutsu slugfest from here on out. If the left eye's Mangekyo possesses the most powerful genjutsu, the right eye's Mangekyo possesses the most powerful physical attack. The Amaterasu produces a black flame that are said to never extinguish until they've burned the target to ash or whatever the caster has in his eyesight. So, now I'll post that for you, Swag.
Not low, it's like medium level.
Disagree with the categorization of the most powerful physical attack because shit like, you know, truth-seeking orbs exist, but I would agree with its ability to do damage to the pains completely uninterrupted.
So you agree that if it catches the pains on fire, it's gonna incinerate them then?
Yeah, I could probably grant that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But so
here's
what is your
There's the scan.
Like, what's the plan for? Let's say you're controlling Itachi. Well, actually, let's not go like controller play.
I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have granted anything. Rule number one: you never grant shit in a fucking debate. But the whole point of a debate is to convince the audience that you have the correct stance and you're right. It's not really to convince your opponent. At the end of the day, they're more than likely gonna be stubborn, do whatever the fuck they want at the end of the goddamn day. But like, fucking, that's kind of what you want to do. Just saying. Like, this is kind of how it goes. But I forgot I was in the thing as well. But yeah, like, I'm just saying, you know, but I would not have done that. I think that was not a good move at all, in my opinion. Not only that, like Nagato has very, very impressive, like, fucking durability showings too. And not only that, if you just argue scaling, okay, then the durability scaling can actually be there. If you actually know how durability works in Naruto, it's utilizing chakra to enhance your body, etc., you name it, so on and so forth. I even did, like, a durability video, if you guys never seen it. But anyways, so, like, there's many ways to go about saying why the pains would still be fine. Like, they're dead fucking corpses, you know what I mean? That you could argue they could have high enough durability, and they have very good durability showings as well. Like, and not only that, you know what I mean? Like, so to just say, oh yeah, they'll just disintegrate right away, like, I don't know about all that. Because basically now what's really bad is if Swag loses speed scaling and all that, whatever you name it, and somehow Itachi can land on a Amaterasu and Speed Blitz, that's it. GG. You know? Win con. So.
And yeah, we'll stick in character. Yeah, like let's stick with in character. Yeah, what's Itachi's plan as you see it for like hitting the pains with Amaterasu?
All that's required in order for the Amaterasu goes off, Zetsu also makes this statement that all that needs to happen is wherever his eyes can focus on, as long as his eyes are focused on it, the flames appear in his focus. And I definitely think he'll be able to focus on the pads of pain, so he'll just light them all on fire.
But it is dodgeable.
How is it dodgeable exactly?
Well, the Raikage dodged Sasuke's, for example.
Oh, you're talking about the Raikage scene. Yeah. I mean, you can dodge it in that way because the Raikage, I think, perception blitzed Sasuke in that moment.
Yeah.
So if you want to argue Pain can dodge it, you got to also prove that he can perception
I wouldn't
blitz Itachi.
necessarily say, I wouldn't even have to argue that Pain can dodge it. Pain has 2 hacks that would be able to get rid of it, Pray to Path and Shinra Tensei.
Pray to Path and Shinra Tensei. Okay, so what about the other paths before we get into that? Are they just going to get burnt up right then?
No, Animal Path would force Itachi to deal with all of the summons with Amaterasu. So let's also establish here, by the way, I want to make it clear, this isn't me, like, shifting, like, I'm not taking the argument from you. We can stick on Amaterasu, but I think that we should establish very early on that Itachi is going to be fighting all 6 of them at the same time, and also multiple animal summons, so there is room for him to get overwhelmed.
Okay, well, I think he can just light the entire battlefield on fire. I mean, he does it.
Wait, why?
He does it at the Uchiha hideout. Like, he lights, like, the entire forest on fire.
I mean, Pain could just move out of the way. You know, he can just move to a different part of the battlefield. But I don't think he's catching all the
I don't
paths
think he's fast enough to get out of the line of sight. And to be honest, like, the animal summon, like, the dog is probably the best animal summon. You'd agree?
For the sake of argument, I'll like say right now.
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's the best.
That's probably like the overall strongest.
So
one, sure.
that one lost in canon to the Amaterasu. Like it
I remember
lost.
that.
Like it just couldn't.
So this
deal
is
with
an
it.
example of like Edo scaling that I'd be like cool with because there's no reason Edo Itachi's Amaterasu would be like stronger or whatever.
It's the same
no, I
jutsu,
agree.
yeah.
So you would agree that Itachi would probably, barring Susanoo, would probably have to spend Amaterasu to get rid of the dog, right?
Yeah, I think he would spend an Amaterasu on all of them. Like I think he would just be able to do that. So I think he would.
Yeah,
he would.
But
light
you
them
think
all
he
on
would
fire.
have to? You think he would light them all on fire at once?
He lit like the entire forest on fire. Like he literally can cover the battlefield in Amaterasu.
Well, yeah, but then the Pray to Path just absorbs it.
He can absorb an entire battlefield.
He can absorb things omnidirectionally. They don't have to touch his hands.
Okay.
That is true.
It's still just like if that's the case, like even Nagato when he got lit on fire, and I know this is more Edo scaling, like even Nagato wasn't able to like you remember the scene where his like arm gets lit on fire by the Amaterasu?
Yes.
Okay, so when that happens, he like falls off the bird or whatever, and he Shinra Tensei's it off of him later, but it wasn't before his arm got completely incinerated. So I don't think he's gonna be able to.
Well, we can look at
use
that
any
as
kind
well.
of
Hang on,
powers
we can look
before
at
his,
that.
like body parts are gonna be able
That
to incinerate.
Nagato got caught off guard because Kabuto wasn't expecting Itachi to break free of his control. I don't think that is a like a fair representation.
You think
of what
Kabuto
happened
got
here.
caught off guard?
Yes.
Based on what?
The fact that had never happened before. No Edo had ever
Had he
broken
taken
free of his
control over
control
Nagato by that point, real quick?
Let me see. I mean, either way, even if he hadn't, but I don't know if it's relevant, but I'll look for it.
I'm pretty sure that happens later in the
anything,
fight. I'm not trying to like get on you too hard.
Yeah,
but
no,
I'm pretty sure
he probably did, but I think either way, just based on the way that the Edos were programmed, you could just argue that it was like a programming oversight, that they weren't programmed to be prepared for an Edo to just completely switch sides. Like, if Nagato saw Itachi look at him, his instinct wouldn't be put up your guard and get ready to defend, right? Because, like, that had never happened
So here's the
before.
problem with this. What Swag could be doing right now is it doesn't even matter. Like, this Nagato with the Rinnegan, he's like, he's like Naruto, it's a Amaterasu. Like, he has the Rinnegan, he can see the chakra channeling from the eye as well. He can feel it as well, you know what I mean? You name it. So literally, not only can he, like, predict and knows when Amaterasu can be cast, it's whenever you're using an MS technique. He thought it was Amaterasu, but it was just using Kodo Matsukami. But either way, it doesn't matter. If it's Tsukiyomi, Amaterasu, Kodo Matsukami, they all have the same, basically, effect of what it feels like to use the MS ability. And so he was like, oh, it wasn't Amaterasu, whatever, blah, blah. Then Itachi does Amaterasu, whatever. He does in the dog, you name it. We know what happens. Okay, then he looks at fucking Nagato. And mind you, like, Kabuto's not even like, bro, he's not even making a move. He's not doing nothing. He just lets him get hit by the flames. You know what I mean? Like, he gets hit, whatever, you know, he falls to the ground. Like, Kabuto didn't give a fuck. They're Edo Tensei. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't care. And even if he was alive, it technically doesn't matter because he could just push it off even if he got hit by it or, you know, Shinra Tensei, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, if he wanted to defend against it, he could defend against the jutsu. Like, he literally sees it coming, you name it, you know? Like, so, like, I'm sorry, but, like, it's really stupid. Like, and then he's like, hit Shishi's eye. Like, he's literally comprehending the whole situation, right? And just basically like, fucking Itachi, like, you little dirty Shrek, you know what I mean? And then he's like, all right, let's get serious. Let's fuck some shit up. A mighty push, whatever. Now, Noodles is right. You can clearly see that it did damage to the arm or whatever. But once again, Kabuto's not enhancing his body with durability. He's not fucking, you know what I mean, like reacting to it. He's doing nothing literally to defend his jutsu. Now he's willing to fight, pushes it off. You know, he heals, whatever you name it. And Nagato starts shitting on people. He moves so fucking fast that Naruto has no idea where he went. He's like, where'd he go? Okay. Like, and then comes with the fucking Chameleon Invisible, blows his ass away. And then just starts slamming, you name it, the whole fucking 9. And then to the point where, like, Itachi has to hide and strategize, and it goes on so on and so forth from there. So it's like, I'm just saying, bro, like, Mataratsu would not be a problem.
And Edo just completely switching sides.
Well,
I don't think
you're
it's
just thinking that, like,
abilities.
he didn't expect Itachi to hit him with the Amaterasu.
Yes.
Once it does hit him, though, like, I mean, it's burnt. Like, he fell off the entire bird, and he still couldn't, like, get it off of him. Like, it already hit him.
What I'm saying though is that the Pains would be ready for it in a way that Itachi wasn't. Or not not that Itachi wasn't, in a way that Nagato wasn't.
I don't think so. I mean, it's still Nagato. Like,
we can agree though that these are different situations, right? Because this is like, we're talking about like an in-character deathmatch. Yeah. So these are different circumstances. So I don't think that the feat should be used the same way.
I understand, but like at the same time, there's a lot of time for him to push it off after he gets hit, and he simply doesn't. So like, even if he got caught off guard initially, even if he got caught off guard initially, though, there's tons of time after that for him to blow it off of him. There just is. So like, he could have just blew it off him or absorbed it off him, and he didn't even have the capability to do that. So.
But what I'm saying is,
wait, what? He does. He can do it at any moment, but he didn't care. Nagato got hit by it, and he's just like talking and whatnot, not giving a fuck. Kabuto doesn't give a fuck, and then he just falls. Like, what? Okay.
To absorb it here. It's also unclear if Edo Itachi would be able to launch it as quickly and with as much precision as Sekitachi.
Well, that's what I was about to bring to you. I agreed that maybe he wouldn't be quite as fast, but I don't actually agree to that yet. I'll say this.
He's backtracking.
Where he burns off his arm is Nagato.
So at least Noodles is smart enough to not grant shit.
With basically combined all 6 pads, right? And you used in the last debate, and you've even referenced it in some of your videos, that when the 6 pads are spread up, they don't actually have... hold on, let me actually change this.
What, that they don't have all of the...
Yeah, they don't have all their power in one path.
Yeah.
Like,
So, another quick thing I'll say, just to say this really easy too. Like, once again, you have so many statements of Pain being the strongest, whatever, yada, 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 yada. And this is during Sekitachi, remind you. Even Zetsu thought Pain was the strong or could never be defeated, whatever. And that's in correlation to Sekitachi, because that's what we have, right? And then if you really analyze it, even just Edo to Edo, like, Itachi's equal to KCM Naruto, right? And B... And then basically, like, when Nagato comes, okay, like, he can fight them at their full strongest form, shitting on him with white hair. Then he absorbs B's chakra. Now he's, like, fully ready to go with his body and stuff. And he just slams them. Just no diffs. Just absolutely bodies. While Itachi could not replicate this at all, you know? And just utterly slams. So it's like, Nagato just has, like, superior showings. And then, like, Itachi has to hide, remind you. Analyze the whole fight. And then literally wait for a perfect moment to strike, a surprise attack, basically. And he goes to attack whatever. Nagato, like, looks, whatever. Then, he gets hit. And he only was able to land that from stopping the link vision. So this blatantly proves that, like, Itachi has to sever the link vision in order to land an attack. And that's going to be really hard to do, especially when you have to hit an eyeball that's very small, nowhere as big as the, just... summonings that have no mobility, that can't even move as well, remind you, okay, and being controlled by Kabuto. And on top of it, what's even worse is the passive pains, whatever, like, it's like, that, mind you, it's when they're in a full fight, right? There's no time to, whatever. So it's like, what's really bad is he only did this because, for one, Nagato's distracted, right? His focus is elsewhere. 2, he stops the link vision, and then he can land an attack. And then when they're, like, in front of each other, face to face, like, they're both looking at each other, he doesn't get speed blitzed or dealt with or, not, like an Itachi victim. No, he could just cast a fucking Chibaku Tensei like it's nothing right in front of all of them. And it wasn't a damn thing he can do about it. And he has Susanoo, which makes you even more faster, you name it, etc. It has, obviously, the Totsuka Blade and shit. So it's like, Itachi can't even speed blitz Edo Nagato and so on and so forth, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff. And then, basically, like, Itachi would have lost if it wasn't for... all of them combining their shit and then getting out of it at the end of the day, you know? And then eventually it's a similar interaction. It's a dust cloud or whatever. It's like it's an opening, a surprise attack, and he's able to land the fucking Totsuka. And then Kabuto got pissed because he was like, oh, Nagato didn't have enough mobility. I didn't have any like vision or whatever to stop, yada, 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 the whole nine. So it's like, I'm just saying, you know, like in that regard, you know, that's going to be really hard. And that, mind you, this is like a superior version of Itachi than Sick, you know?
Does, though. So he has actually got the most possible chakra he can have before he gets the B amp, of course. The most possible chakra he can have. So all these other pads of pain are going to be slower. That's why, like, Konohamaru was able to catch one of them off guard.
It would be, maybe they would be. It's unquantifiable how much slower they would be and how much slower Itachi would be, though, I'd say. Which is why I don't think that this is a fair, like, I don't think that it's fair to use this as a representation of what would happen in this fight.
I would say it's pretty significant, even if unquantifiable, though, because Konohamaru is still able to land a Rasengan on one of them.
You know one of the non-combat paths, and it's while the path is holding two people, and it doesn't have any ninjutsu to get them off.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, I don't. If the Preda path was just standing there, like barrier up, that obviously wouldn't have worked.
If the Preda path was standing there, barrier up, yeah, it's assuming he's already gonna have the barrier up, though. Like, this is like when Nagato gets hit, like, he has the absorption ability, and he simply just couldn't absorb it. So it's like he got his entire arm incinerated. So I don't really.
Well, it's not necessarily true that he couldn't absorb it. It's possible that he just like didn't. He might not have been able to absorb it off of him, but he didn't need to because he had Edo regeneration and he has Shinra Tensei to blow it off.
So yeah, I know he has Shinra Tensei to blow off. That's what he does in that scene. He like blows it off of him with Shinra Tensei.
So far, Swag is doing good. He's doing good. I don't think he's approaching it in the most perfect way. Because I feel like Swag should just have no mercy, right? I mean, just be fucking, ripping it on him, you know? But he's doing good. He's doing good enough. He's applying skepticism. He's saying why this is, is not the case, yada, yada, so on and so forth. You name it. He's giving rationale, good rhetoric, all that stuff. So, but he's doing really good so far.
But it's already after, like, his entire body's like lit on fire, his arm is already incinerated, which was the part that got directly hit and stuff
I
like that.
I just think the argument of a blitz is too, like, there are too many variables that we can't account for.
So Swag's doing a really good job. With the skepticism he's applying, you name it, the whole fucking nine, he's doing actually very good to say why this would not be a granted feat, right? It's not an actual granted speed blitz feat. And due to X, Y, Z, whatever, blah, blah, and this is why this happened. And there's just more evidence for that. And he listed all the evidence so far. It's in Edo Tensei, he has Shinra Tensei, Kabuto's controlling him, he didn't care, yada, yada. Like, he said all that stuff, and Noodles just keeps saying, oh, well, it just happened, so it has to be the case, right? Like, objectively. And unfortunately, Noodles would have to substantiate that objective claim to say this would always, always be the case. And he's not going to be able to do that, because if we further analyze the fight, along with everything else, and especially with all the other statements, whatever, blah, blah, like, it's just not there. Like, this is definitely going to be way more stronger in Swag's, corner, basically, when it comes to a line of evidence, but that's just me personally. So Swag is doing really good so far. Noodles was having it, I will say that, for the and then whatever, but then Swag now finally is refuting it the right way, etc., and the whole nine, so.
Because it's from a completely different fighter.
Swag should not have granted him that point, though, like, they would just be incinerated. That was weird.
They're completely different circumstances with like very different versions of the character.
Like, even though he granted that because if they can't do anything, they would just incinerate or whatever. Under that preassumption, then whatever. But it's because Swag's basic mentality is like, as long as they have the Rinnegan abilities, whatever, yada yada, or could just move, then it's not gonna be a fucking problem anyways, right? So.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's no way to link Itachi's Amaterasu speed to pain.
I don't think it's any different, to be honest with you, because what's happening when he uses the Amaterasu is he's summoning Hellfire. It's basically stated in the third data.
Well, and like I said,
hold on, real quick, before let me finish real quick. So, I understand you're arguing that Nagato's not ready for it, but at the same time, like, you're saying they're not comparable. But Itachi...
I wouldn't, and that's another thing, too. I wouldn't even say... I don't agree with that, either. I wouldn't even say Nagato's caught off guard. Nagato clearly was aware it was coming, you name it, the whole nine. Like, he sees it, he can sense it, you name it. He sees it hitting all these animals, then he looks at Itachi and does nothing. He just like, okay, hit me, bro. It'll be like, he didn't care. That's the thing. He didn't care, okay? Kabuto didn't fucking care. He's an Edo, whatever, blah, blah. So it's like... That I don't even agree with. I don't know why. I'm not trying to be mean, but Swag shouldn't have said it was off guard. I don't think that was an off guard moment at all. I don't know if you agree, Ken, but I know. Are you still in here? But
like when he was sick, was like near.
Ken, join
right?
join voice chat in Discord. We can do this shit together, bro.
Both get
Exactly.
Where you at, bro?
Like, the same thing happens with Pain after he uses all his big jutsu, right? Or Nagato.
I'm going on my bat thing.
He's like
voice chat.
dropping the Chibaku Tensei. His body's failing him and things like that. So it's like this, right? When Pain becomes an Edo Tensei, he also gets all of his bodies.
Join the voice chat, bro.
One path himself, and
if you
he
can.
Also, what was I gonna say? They're also both Edo Tensei, so they're both sick when they're alive, and then they both get the Edo Tensei later. So it's like they're kind of like the same thing in that way. I'm not gonna necessarily argue they. Go ahead.
You can't prove that it's like an equal like stat amp or whatever. And another thing I would argue from that fight is that what I'm talking about with Itachi having to catch him off guard is like proven by the fact that Itachi doesn't think that he can get the drop on Nagato later, which is why he throws kunai into the eyes of the summons. He thinks that Nagato will be able to react to another Amaterasu or Susanoo attack or something.
I don't think yet he was doing. I think he was just doing that preemptively to prevent him from having extra vision. I don't think he was.
He wouldn't have. Yeah, but he wouldn't have done it if he didn't think that Nagato seeing him coming wasn't like a potential problem.
It might have just he could have just.
I think it just
yeah.
He
doesn't have to do it because of that reason though. I think that's just an.
No. That all right. No. Not Noodles is grasping for straws. That's a baseless claim. Swag is substantiating the higher possibility of why this and this and that and what occurs in the fight, so on and so forth. Kabuto definitely does it for a reason. The Link Fish, you name it, and Itachi had to stop it with his kunai. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Come on. Swag is winning that too. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is that, bro? You can't just have a baseless claim to contest an abundance of evidence to ensure a higher possibility of something. You know, if anything, I wouldn't even say higher possibility. Objectively, it was blatantly shown that Itachi had to sever the Link Vision with his kunai in order to land an attack. It just happens. But even possibility, Swag, it has that from everything he just said.
Assumption on your part. He could just be doing it.
All right, no problem, bro. But join whenever.
He doesn't want any of the other summons to be able to intervene necessarily. He just wants to.
But what I'm saying is the fact that he does it, and he feels. It's very possible. I'd say that it's the most likely that he's doing it to make sure that Itachi isn't able, that Nagato isn't able to react to him.
I would be careful with using the terminology most likely, because in this situation there really isn't any way to determine probability.
But what I'm saying is, I think the fact that
there is.
All just supports my argument, especially because it's very clear that Kabuto wasn't ready for what happened, and Nagato by extension probably wasn't.
I get that, but
so I just think that it's very shaky. Using this as a blitz or speed argument.
Well, I think it's kind of on your onus to prove that he even can absorb it in this time frame. You know what I mean?
He just said it.
No, I don't have to. You would have to prove that.
All right, let me pause this real quick. What they're called, I don't even know why Swag is saying why do I have to prove. Swag just explained the reasoning why it would be the case. What the fuck, Swag? Swag's not even tracking his own shit that he just said right now. But anyways, let me.
How long is the debate? Anyway,
it just started. It's still live right now. We're only 5 or 10 minutes delayed right now because I started it from the beginning. I didn't want to watch right when they were going.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So far, when we heard, you name it, Swag is definitely getting it. Swag just brought up multiple references of substantiation of evidence of Kabuto uses the summonings for the linked vision, you name it, okay, and Nagato's shitting on B, whatever, blah, blah, you name it, and Itachi had to use his shurikens, whatever, in order to land a successful attack. He had to sever the linked vision. That is plenty of evidence to show that Itachi cannot just do that nonchalantly or just speed blitz with a Amaterasu, basically, right? You know what I mean? That makes no fucking logical sense. And then Noodles is just saying a baseless refutation, saying, nah, I think he would be able to. And he doesn't substantiate or say why. The only other evidence he brought before was the moment where we objectively see Nagato getting hit by it. But like Swag said as well, around that point in time, even though there's one point when Swag was wrong when he said it was off guard. That's not true if you analyze it all. But either way, Swag says it doesn't matter because he's an Edo Tensei. He also has Shinra Tensei. He could just shoot it off, yada yada. Kabuto's also controlling him. So on and so forth. He provided plenty of substantiation why this would not be a speed blitz in this case, whatever, blah, blah. And it's just, in the context is different, especially if they're in a bloodlusted, going at it full battle. And
are you talking about the Amaterasu, the Totsuka blade? What did he say was off guard?
Swag said Amaterasu was off guard. Can you see this? Right? Can you see this?
I do believe Amaterasu was off guard, but that's just me.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. So the reason why I said it wasn't But even if it wasn't off guard, like Swag still finding he had the point because he like the way he rationalized and argued and substantiated his points. But when you see this right here, Nagato says I feel, so he can feel it and he can see it with his Rinnegan, the chakra. You can actually see chakra building up in the Sharingan. It's actually stated and shown too. But he's thinking it's Amaterasu, but instead it's Kodo Matsukami. But regardless, whether if it's Kodo, Tsukiyomi, Amaterasu, whatever, whenever you build up an MS ability, you're channeling a crazy amount of chakra to the eye, and then blood starts coming, you name it, etc. And that, so it's reasonable for Naga to think. But either way, this right here just shows he's very well aware it's happening, okay? Because mind you, the only...
The reason I say it's off guard is because he thought it was going to be directed towards Naruto.
You know, I feel you there, but see, what happens is Itachi does it to the bird, right? And then Kabuto, he's not even focused at Nagato. Like, mind you, he's controlling Nagato right now, and you name it, the only thing Nagato has control is talking. That's it. He's controlling his body, though. And what happens is Itachi does it to the dog. No. He thought it was, this was Kodo right now. And he's like, it wasn't Amaterasu? He's like, question mark, huh? And then Itachi does it again. He does Amaterasu, right? Yeah. He does it, to the dog. And mind you, Nagato's just watching this shit. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, my claim is Nagato just didn't care, or technically Kabuto. He didn't fucking care because he sees it happen to the dog. Naruto's like jumping out of the way, reacting, you name it. If Naruto can jump and, you know, whatever, so on and so forth, like, you have that too. But anyways, and then he turns his head. He looks at Nagato. He's like, "Your crow. What did you do with that bird?" You know, and then it goes from here. Then he does it on the bird, and then he does it on Nagato. Well, actually,
I think the reason why I say it's off guard because he's still processing what's going on at that point in time. Because nobody knew Itachi had control of himself again until after, like, he starts explaining Kodo.
That's fair. What's it called? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like
it'd be like if you're like mid fight with someone, with like, and you have like a partner with you, and he's fighting with you, and then all of a sudden he like blocks one of your punches, then turns and punches you right in the face.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I get what your logic is and whatnot. It's just, I don't know. It's like with everything before, like, I don't know, with just him being able to feel shit, see it with the Rinnegan, you name it. Especially, like, I'm just being honest, obvious visual too, blood, you name it. Like, and then he can only talk, you know, like I said, he can't control anything else. Only Kabuto can, and he just sits there. I just personally, I think it's more of like, they didn't fucking care. And then he just gets hit, whatever, and that's it. And then even while he gets hit, you know, he's like, just like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, there's not even a question mark at this moment either. So you have that too, but what's it called? But anyways, he gets hit, and then he just falls down. And then, like, even while he falls down, like, Kabuto's, like, talking about the whole Kodo Matsukami. He's, like, shitting his pants, like, oh my god, Itachi's this guy, and fucking fuck Kodo, and blah, blah. And then Kabuto gets really happy. He's like, oh my god, I have Shishui's eye too? Yes. Like, oh my god, yes. And then he's like, alright, now let's get back to work. Fucking makes him shoot it off, and then Nagato just starts slamming. Even with white hair, he's slamming. When he gets red hair, which to me is the implication of him being at max power now, and because his body would be fully healed, like, you know, his ribs wouldn't be fucked up anymore, you name it. But anyways, then he starts slamming even further. But I don't know. So, like, at the end of the day, you could take Swag's thing. Swag did give his reasoning, and then Ken gave all his stuff too. It's like, it's fine, but, like, it's not the most relevant thing anyways. But at the end of the day, like, it can help, obviously, to make it not a feat granted for Noodles. That's why Swag is trying to do it too. And same thing, I'm assuming, for Ken as well. But even if that wasn't the main thing, and let's just say you argue the other thing where, oh, they just didn't fucking care, because I feel like there's ways to argue that too. Bottom line is, it's not looking good for Noodles. There's ways to argue that they just don't give a fuck, or you could argue that it's an off-guard moment. Because, once again, when we see everything after, it can't happen again. You know, so on and so forth. Like, even when he's white hair, he can't get blitzed by Amaterasu anymore. Even when he's red hair, he can't get blitzed by Amaterasu anymore. He's just shitting on everybody. And then Itachi has to be a little, like, pussy, basically. Hide, analyze the whole battle first, and wait for an opening, sever the linked vision, and then land a successful blow on Itachi, on Nagato, while he's distracted by Naruto and Killer Bee as well. And then after he gets hit, he can't even blitz him again. He's right there next to Nagato. He has his Susanoo on as well, which is way faster than Itachi, and he still can't blitz or nothing, and then Nagato just does Shubaku Tensei right in fucking front of him. So it's like, overall, like, I'm sorry, that's just, I don't think that's a strong stance for them to argue, but that's just me. But
that he wouldn't be able to for me to just say that Prada doesn't have the ability to.
Well,
because there's no way for you to
let's not
link
get into the burden of proof.
Itachi to...
Yo,
let's not get into the burden of proof arguments. What I'll say is this.
bro, this is so stupid. Holy shit.
Konohamaru is
It
able
is,
to
it is really
Patrick
weird.
Kane.
But I will say this. At first, Noodles was getting it, and I was like, oh, Swag, why would you even grant that point, like, right back then immediately? Then it continued on, then Swag is doing good, and then now, like, Swag is definitely dominating the more rhetoric and saying the whys of why this wouldn't be the case, yada, 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 and skepticism. But, so Swag is doing good now. Noodles is definitely kind of choking, because he just keeps going circular and saying a baseless-ass fucking claim that, oh, I just think it could be a speed blitz, because it just happens when he's an Edo. Like that's all he's saying. He's not substantiating that or nothing, you know. But
like first Noodles was cooking, right? Then
Yeah.
he fucking then he fumbled badly.
Literally.
Swag was cooking.
Yeah.
He was fucking cooking him.
Exactly,
And then
that's what I
he
was
fumbled.
saying.
He actually fumbled though. He fumbled
When?
and let Noodles talk again.
Oh, when it continues on, because I had to pause it for a moment. But all right, but I'm gonna.
No. The reason he fumbled, like Swag fumbled too, was because the whole fucking Konohamaru shit doesn't matter, because that's not the Prada path. It's the Naraka path, and they don't know that. They don't realize it, and they're arguing about it.
Oh my god, that's actually funny. But anyway, yeah, that's not a big of a deal. But I'm mainly talking about the Mataratsu shit, because right now Noodles is trying to argue, oh, Mataratsu speed blitz when con, all pains die. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
So-
Amaterasu, it's still the first point because they like derailed all that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like he was cooking first, then he fumbled, and then Swag was cooking, and he fumbled.
Yeah. So like overall, I do agree with that. Yeah, it is contentious, and it was a back and forth. It was definitely Noodles and Swag, and then as of now, Swag is just getting it. But what's it called? But like, let's just see what happens. But yeah, so far Noodles needs to figure something out, because if he keeps going this route, it's not gonna help.
Bro, I can't believe
when they
15
all
minutes
six are
in
up.
and he was
He
already
is.
ready,
I don't
bro.
remember if the robot path had been destroyed by Kakashi at that point yet, but I don't think he had. So I think it's
I'll
all
be
six
back.
up. So I don't.
All right,
think
brother.
That if Konohamaru can land this Rasengan on him, I think that the other paths
All
are
the
just going
paths
to get
were
Amaterasu.
separate.
Huh?
All of the paths
Yeah.
were separate.
Yeah, it was all six
No,
up.
so are you arguing that Konohamaru is like faster than Pain?
That's crazy.
In that instance, yeah. I mean, he landed on him. He out-techniqued him and
No,
caught him off guard.
the-
It's more like he caught him off guard, but the same thing
I
would
would
happen
say
with
that
Amaterasu.
Konohamaru caught him off guard while he was holding two people for interrogation, and there wasn't anything else he could do. Because
Well,
there are
they
speed
do
beats
swap
that
hands. They do swap hands. Like
Can
straight
you
up.
show me the scan of them swapping hands real
Yeah,
quick?
I can. Does anyone know Six? Do you
Oh yeah, Noodles is fucked. If this is public opinion, obviously, like even if Noodles even won this, Swag is getting that. He has the biggest community. There obviously would be biased as well, so on and so forth. That's technically not fair for Noodles. I don't agree with that. There should have been a competent judge in Voisha. That's fucking stupid. There should have either been someone neutral, someone for Noodles, and then I guess you could say maybe 6 for Swag, whatever. I don't care. Or just, once again, one judge that's just neutral. You know, this is not whatever, blah, blah. That's what should have happened. Yeah, that is stupid.
know what the Pain chapter is, isn't it? Like,
Do you agree on that too, Ken, or no? I don't know if Ken...
I don't think it should matter. I think if
Okay.
you're competent at debating, you can sway the audience to your
True.
side, regardless of any bias.
True. Ken has a point there. And I did say that in the beginning of this recording. I did say the main objective and goal is to convince the audience that you're right, not your opponent. Because at the end of the day, your opponent's either going to be a hardhead and not listen, or they might concede, or whatever, right? And something else. So the goal is to convince the audience, the community. And if Swag can do that just enough, you name it, whatever, blah, blah, GG. So, just saying, but all I'm saying, I think Swag does have more of an advantage in that aspect, but at the same time, that is a good refutation Ken just provided, because if your persuasion skills are good enough, it should still work, right? So, but that's what happens when you want to have a losing fucking stance,
You could also argue that the more popular and bigger you are as a creator,
Yeah.
you'll also have as many haters usually as you do people who like you.
Yeah,
So you can
true,
argue
true.
that the
You can argue
bias
that
goes
too.
in both ways with Swag's audience.
Yeah, I can see that in a way, but yeah. What's it called? So yeah, it is what it is, but I guess, there's still equity in a sense, but I don't know, that's just me. But either way, that's very, very interesting they were willing to do that. Because I don't know, me personally, I feel like Surfball and all these other people or whatever, especially Noodles, wouldn't want that. But that's just me.
Hamaru fights him. I think it's like 340.
Because I'm just saying, Swag said it, 6, Jay, you name it, me obviously, everybody loves Swag more than fucking Noodles. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I mean? And then not only that, even the percentage and the majority in the Naruto community even think Pain's actually above Itachi. So I'm just saying,
Hell no, nigga.
It's
like
not 340. It's in the 400.
400. My bad.
420.
420
is when he fights Kakashi.
All right.
418 is when he pulls up. So sometime after that. 429 is when.
Oh, he's using my shit.
What
my
I
link.
do know is that
One
The
second,
fuck?
one second.
just isn't as slow as.
Did he steal that shit off me?
Mamoru.
Oh no,
He
he's
might
not
get
using my
the
shit.
light
It's no
leader.
color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Naraka,
I'm better.
The pain that gets for Sengon is not as slow as Konohamaru.
Hold on. We'll get into that here in just a second. Let's find.
Noodles, you're not gonna fucking win Konohamaru being greater than fucking pain, bro. Oh my god.
Out where Konohamaru.
Like, Swag already gave multiple
Because
things,
if
like off guard. Then he also gave he's holding someone, focuses elsewhere, whatever. He doesn't even have any link vision to watch him. You name it. Konohamaru comes out of nowhere. Konohamaru also gets mental amp, whatever. And then the pain. To be fair, he does turn his head and see Konohamaru, and he doesn't have enough time to react accordingly. So if I'm being technical, it is a speed blitz by definition. But once again, there was variables, whatever, and that would just be inconsistent. Like, we know even Ebisu is above Konohamaru, so on and so forth, yada, 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 and he was shitting on both of them. Like, you name it. He actually, now thinking about it, yeah, he even bitched Konohamaru during that interaction. Like, he had Konohamaru, and then his sensei saved Konohamaru. So, like, there's so much evidence Konohamaru clearly doesn't fucking scale over pain, but just putting that over, it's just,
If I remember correctly, what happens is Pain thinks he has Konohamaru beat.
Yeah.
It disappears because it's a shadow clone, and then he hits him from behind with a Rasengan. And we don't even know if that path didn't even get taken down because that path is the one that brings back the path of pain.
Yeah.
So if it had lost that interaction,
he didn't get taken down either. Yeah, no, yeah, he just ate that shit. He licked his fucking lips, got up, and then brought back the osteopath. Yeah. So it's like,
because we don't even see the end results of it. We just see him get hit by a Rasengan.
Yeah.
So we could say he probably just tanked it because Konohamaru. We never see Konohamaru again.
Yeah.
And that path of pain is still moving.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And then not only that, I have it pulled up right now. Like, just looking at the context and even, look, this motherfucker's shaking. He's sweating. It's blatantly obvious Konohamaru is not above even this fucking path of pain. Like, what are we doing? And then we have a guy that's stronger than Konohamaru, a possibility-wise, right? We can at least argue that way. More than likely. And, like, fucking, it's going whatever, you name it. And that's another thing. Konohamaru has literally nothing. Like, he mainly only has anime shit. I'm being honest with you. Manga, he has, like, fucking nothing, in a sense. But anyway, look. He's like conflicted. He's like, what should I do? Yada, yada, yada. Fucking continues on. Then, like, whatever, Ebisu's, like, about to fucking die. He, like, throws a fucking kunai, whatever. Like, mind you, he threw a kunai, and it hit the pain. Now, this doesn't even matter either, because they're dead corpses. So, these injuries, all this shit, it's irrelevant. He doesn't fucking care. So, once again, that doesn't matter either. But I know if Noodle saw that, he'd be like, oh my god, look, he got blitzed by a fucking kunai, and it hit him too. Now he's kunai level, you know? Real quick, Noodles will probably do that. But anyways, but he does that, you know, like, and then basically he gets a mental amp. He's like, I'm gonna fucking fight, whatever. And then it continues on. Fucking skip this bullshit. Show me the Konohamaru. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Yeah, right here. So, like, look, they're going, whatever. Konohamaru dodges, like, a fucking kick or whatever. Like, he goes to grab Konohamaru. All he has to do is just grab him. Then he grabs him right there. He picks him up on the fucking wall. You know, and then he even, like, deals with the other guy effortlessly, whatever. And then this is what Ken was talking about. Like, he was dealt with. It was a shadow clone. And then bam, and then he gets hit. Like, and then it just goes from there. And bam, bada boom. You know, and that's it. And he got hit. But mind you, he wasn't even taken out. Like what Ken said, he gets hit. And there's nothing else.
That's the end of the interaction.
Yeah. So, for all we know, which we do know actually, he was still active, still could be used. He just ate that shit, which is crazy. A Rasengan, which is even technically stronger than Raikuri, by the way. Okay. And then literally, like, he just basically probably happened. Konohamaru just had a fucking dip. You know what I mean? He just left whatever. Now, it's been, actually, yeah, I think now thinking about it, actually shows Konohamaru grabbing Ebisu and just fucking dipping. Like, he runs. And then, like, that path of pain could have just got up, whatever, you know, and either just kept doing his thing.
No, I don't think we see anything with them again, because I think the next thing we see is the village getting destroyed by pain.
Yeah, you're actually right. Yeah, no, yeah, so, yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, because look, then we get here, they're all summoned. You know what I mean? Look, he's clearly not taken out, because they're all there. And then he brings back the osteopath as well.
Yeah, if you go back as well, the way he's summoned, he's standing.
Yeah.
So if you go down real fast.
Yeah, he's standing.
They're clearly they're summoned in the way that they were when they were a minute ago, because you see the osteopath still destroyed.
Yeah.
He's on the ground. So he was still up and going when Konohamaru did that.
Literally, and then right after he does Chibaku. So what happened is he got hit, and then he probably just got up, and then Konohamaru had to fucking run because otherwise Konohamaru would be dead. We know Konohamaru didn't die, but Konohamaru more than likely did. Because just imagine that you hit someone with a rising gun.
He could have died because remember, Nagato brings everyone back.
Could have. Yeah, because he could have probably died. Yeah, so there's even that he probably could have died. We don't know. Either way, I'll say this: we don't know if either Konohamaru either died or he ran. Either way. The guy took a rising gun, got back the fuck up, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was Konohamaru and I saw that shit, and a guy stands up after getting hit by a rising gun, I'm be like, what the fuck? And I'm gone. Because what does he do? That's his strongest jutsu. So, once again, he doesn't scale over the path of pain. So, if Swag just argues that, whatever, he's fine. And Swag did say another couple things, but he does need to substantiate further and make it stronger in order for me to grant it to him. Right now, it's equal and back and forth. But, like I said, that's simple. And what Ken said, what I said, like, bro, easy claps. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? All right, let's get it.
Konohamaru is landing on this path of pains. I see absolutely no reason why Itachi couldn't just do the same to all of them as well.
Bro.
They're not all the same speed.
They're not. I think they are. I think that there's no proof. Like, there's proof that's actually.
You're going to say that all of them.
So I'm going to say this. Do devil's advocate. I think it's bad to say they're not all the same speed because... Like, I feel like you're just making it harder for yourself. I would definitely argue that the passive pains can all either be relative or equal in speed. Why? Because it's Nagato's fucking chakra at the end of the day. They're all getting his chakra. It's that simple, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand, like, I'm just being honest. And then whenever we see them all together, they all react at the same exact time when they're fighting any opponent. All of them. All of them. Against Seijo Naruto, Six-Tailed Shinjuriki, V2, not V2 Naruto, but the Six-Tailed Shinjuriki, Ruka, whatever the fuck it, Bubbles Man, okay? Like, every time we see the Paths of Pains, they're always, even against Jiraiya, so I would definitely say they're all can be at the same speed and be heightened to whatever level they need to be fucking heightened to. So I don't know about all that. I think that's really weird, but that's just me. But you have anything, Ken, or no?
About the speeds of the Paths of Pain,
Yeah,
I think
because Swag said they're all different. Like,
well, personally, I subscribe to the idea that they have like KCM levels of speed.
Yeah.
Just because they're being controlled by Nagato, it'd be weird if the person controlling them would be slower than.
Exactly. That makes no fucking sense. Yeah.
But I also believe that the Asura path is slightly faster than the others.
That's fair.
Only off the fact that it can create jets to boost itself.
Yeah,
but if it's
exactly.
not doing that, there's no reason to say that they're in a different speed.
Yeah, blatantly logical, etc. Yeah, so like I don't know why Swag's doing that. I think that's actually very detrimental. But Noodles, what he's doing is also really bad because he's trying to say no, they are whatever, blah blah, which is not really good because even if Noodles got that, then now Noodles has to get the next point of where they scale in speed, right? And obviously Noodles is gonna try to get him like really shit, but Swag's gonna try to get him really good. So it's like even if Swag loses that, which I don't think he would, but even if he does, okay. Now they're just all at the same speed. That helps Swag. Like, if it's me and Noodles' situation, I would try to say they're not all at the same speed in, like, Rat and Be a Sophist, whatever you name it,
Paths of Pain are the same speed?
Yeah, you'd be ampling them all with like, they're able to combo attack with
Okay,
each other.
after that, I will keep
each
that
other.
in mind after this scan.
See, that's gonna help Swag. Now he's like, I guarantee you that he's probably like, okay, that's good. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Calling that
we'll
shit.
Find the scan real fast, and then we'll move on from that. We gotta find where Konohamaru is laying that Rasengan.
45 minutes or probably around 8:15 p.m. Eastern, guys, which is about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm probably gonna have to dip, and then we'll end this as part 1, but we still have plenty of time. All right, they're looking for scans. I don't want to wait for this shit.
The scan of him reacting to a... Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. I posted it.
Okay, so you're going to stick with before I
that
say
booty though.
You think the pains are all relative in
so
speed?
that booty, Ken?
Yeah, the
that Naruto booty
are pretty relative in speed.
Okay, so let me.
It's such a weird skin. Like, yeah, I'm about to say, like, move that shit. You just see like random ass, big ass boobs.
Fucking scan bullshit. Actually, 6. Do you have the Prada scan? No, wait, I found it.
Okay, so we're allowing outside help as well. Okay, interesting.
Found it.
I don't see anything wrong with that, just being honest. Like, I feel like if Noodles asks for something, that's fine. If Swag, I don't see anything wrong with that. Because it just, at the end of the day, it just boils down to your argumentation, why you name it, whatever, right? It's fair. It's still fair. But I guess if you're being, like, really technical, you know, you could be like, oh, well, they both cheated, you prepared what I got and whatever. But, you know, it's fine. I don't care about that.
So I thought of something a second ago.
Yeah, what's up?
What if Swag only said they had different speed to trick Noodles into saying that they had the same speed?
Yeah, that could be a clever ending. Because when he did respawn right after, he was like if he was like, that was like a bait. You know what I mean? At least that's kind of what it seemed like me, yeah.
Noodles usually argues that they have different speed.
Interesting. Okay. That would make sense, yeah. To me, that makes more logical sense. If you're trying to rat and be a sophist, you know what I mean? Like, you'd want them to be this way. It makes it obviously way harder, right? You know? But that would make teamwork, like, fucking detrimental. That would make... It just makes it way harder, logically, you know? So, yeah, like, but anyways.
Chat. Hope you guys are doing good
Right,
today.
I think what Swag's going to show to debunk this is, like, when the Ashura is able to get in front of Kakashi, like, pulling a Haku, basically. To where, and mind you, that was when he was facing forward. And at this moment, he's facing the wall, right? You know? So it's just different. And we obviously know, like, if Kakashi charges at Konohamaru with a Raikiri, right? And Konohamaru's charging at Kakashi, like, come on. Let's be real. Who's winning that, right? And I don't even need to argue it and say why, but you get the point. So it's like, yeah. So if he's approaching it in that logic, I could see how it could be favoring Swag. But it depends how he argues.
Chat. Hope you guys are doing good today, chat.
What do you think of that, Ken?
So, if you think that Konohamaru scales above, like, all the paths of pain, Konohamaru...
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
With the Ashura comparison to Konohamaru?
I think that'd be weird.
Okay.
Specifically.
Because here...
You'd have to say Konohamaru can fight Kakuzu.
Yeah, exactly. but that's why I'm saying it's good for Swag, though. You know what I mean? Like, because that's gonna make it more obvious. Like, come on, this is really stupid. Like, why are you trying to say Konohamaru over? You know what I mean? Like, but
This is Sage Naruto.
Alright, so...
And there's, like, no room for skepticism here because the bottom right panel there, he's, like, not even there. And then he just shows up from off panel.
Okay, so firstly, the first thing I'm going to talk about is this is not all pains up. This is after...
That is correct.
Multiple pains have been destroyed, so more chakra is being focused into them.
Well, I might grant that Tendo...
He's saying that there's more
stronger when
chakra
he
being put
focuses
into the other paths of pain because 2, 3 of them are way down, so therefore that one's stronger and faster.
you know, I heard that, but not necessarily. You can't prove that definitively, though. And the reason why is because Nagato could just be channeling either still the same amount to conserve chakra, because technically you want to conserve your chakra and stamina as much as possible, because that's what even allows you to be really fucking strong. The only way you can make it viable when you're using more chakra is if you have incredible chakra control, such as characters like Akashi, Itachi, you name it. So it's like, I don't know about all that, because Nagato's more of like a fucking... He's built like Naruto. He has an enormous amount of stamina and chakra, you know? So it's like, he really doesn't have to do that. He could just still be using the same amount, whatever. And then whenever he needs to channel more chakra to do whatever he has to do, then now it's effective, right? Or if he's even doing jutsu output, you know? So on and so forth.
I don't think it matters, because I think that a lot of people, when they sit there and talk about this thing, they forget that, like, Pain had just went through, like, a literal war.
Literally. He's fatigued.
So even if he could put more focus and chakra into one, like, path of pain, he'd have less of that overall to give anyway.
Yeah.
So it's still even out.
Exactly.
On just Tendo, but that's only stated for the Chaotic Shinra Tensei. So it's unclear if the pains actually do get stronger as
So you're
more
just being skeptic
go
then.
down.
So if you're just going to be skeptic about it, the fact is, the pains could all just, like, they all just have the same chakra receivers into them. He could be, like, do you remember the instance where the Rasen Shuriken cuts, I think it's, I can't remember which path it is, but he saves the animal path from getting cut by
what's the relevance of this, bro? Rasen Shuriken fucks up anybody. Like, they was fuck up Itachi too. You know, like, if it hits the body at least. Susano, I don't think so, but...
banding Rasen Shuriken, he, like, throws that path out the way.
Yeah.
But all of them react to it. Every single one of them react to the Rasen Shuriken. All of them. Like, even only one of them gets hit because Pain, like, it was during that, like, it was, so what happens is the Rasen Shuriken's thrown, they all are reacting and are going to move, but then it expands, like, really big, like, out of nowhere, to try to catch the passive pains off guard. And then they are still able to react. All of them move out of the way, and Nagato has to decide which one to lose. Either the soul pain, the soul ripping path of pain, or the summoning. And he thought having the summoning is just way more better, basically, in a fighting scenario. And then he let the soul get hit, and the other one escaped. So it's like, why is this being brought up?
Focusing chakra into him to do that right there, because the thing is, like, if they all could have just escaped right there, why didn't they? He had to focus his chakra, and also they're all using chakra receivers. So
what?
It's definitely...
Oh no, they did jump out of the way of the
literally.
Well, they did jump out of the way of the Rasen Shuriken.
One got cut in half. One got cut in half.
Can you show me the one getting cut in half?
Yes, I can. But real quick,
Swag. How do you not remember
that? I'm just gonna state that it is logically possible for these pads to each be able to be amped differently and have.
Also, this statement right here,
if less pads are available on the battlefield. So why wouldn't they have more chakra? You know what I mean? But hold on.
Okay, so
real
can
quick,
you
let's
also
grab
show that
scanner.
scan?
Right here. This is really important. Like me and Ken said, look, he's bringing them back to life. So if he was actually taken out by Konohamaru, this would never happen. Let's put it out of him anyways. I'm gonna let him keep talking.
Quick. Where it is? I already have it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I have a whole server dedicated to this.
And by the way, it would, and I do agree with Payne's logic too. I'm just gonna put this out there for you guys as well. It is technically smarter to have the summoning passive pain, because he could either summon the passive pains at any point in time when he needs to, which is very broken because that's instantaneous teleportation. And then two, he could be able to like to fly more as well. Like there's a lot of things he could do with the summoning path. It's actually more convenient because he can't kill Naruto. If he was allowed to kill Naruto, it would actually been better to have the soul one instead. And then Naruto would have definitely been fucking dead a long time ago. But
if I remember correctly, I
a
think that path of
statement that says
pain
he
was
got
also like
vaporized
mid
by it.
falling as well.
yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
There you go.
Because I think it jumps to avoid the Rasen Shuriken.
Can I see?
And it's already
Now-
in the air.
oh, that's
so
mind you,
one path throws him.
It's all just stupid. This is even relevant because they all react to Sage 1 Naruto. They react to his Rising Shurikens, you name it. They're even reacting to his combat, whatever. They're dodging Sage 1 Naruto in the anime. They're going blow for blow. Like, this is really fucking stupid. But anyways, and the only time Naruto's able to ever land an attack is either his invisible nature energy attack. Because look, he dodged.
He has to trick all the passive pains.
He has to
hit
trick
them
him.
all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he just can't win it fairly. He has to fucking cheat, basically. So it's like, he dodges the punch from Sage Mode Naruto, not even at full power, fatigued, and he only gets hit because that cheating hack's taijutsu is broken as fuck. Then they have to, like, he still can't land any blows. Even while he has that broken hack's taijutsu, he still can't do shit. And I'll eventually show that. But anyways, this is what they're talking about, this moment. He throws it. They all see it. Look, they're all moving. They're already all reacting, you name it. So I don't know what Nuda's on about. Like, they all just, like, would have got blitzed and he had to, like, channel more trials. Like, no. Like, they're all still just doing their normal shit. Like, what do you want about? And then right here, like...
Can I see the panel right above those? Go up just a little bit more.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember what that path of pain was doing, because I remember there was something that stopped it from being able to move properly.
Yeah, so like right here, it's because it expands, Ken. I don't know if you heard him before, but Naruto makes that shit instant out of nowhere, like be massive. It's wider and way bigger to catch pain off guard again. I'm about to show right now, but look, they would have survived. All of them would have survived. Look, you even see the summoning path. She's about to be out of the way, but look what Naruto does. He can manipulate it from a distance, which is crazy, remind you. Look, bam. Now it's massive.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember the reason why that one had to move the animal path. I don't remember, but it's fine.
He only did it, like, it is a little weird, because, like, yeah, why don't they all just jump or whatever, but, like, I don't know, like, Nagato is just the heat of the moment. He just kind of like, all right, we'll jump, and then I'll just maneuver you, and then we're all fine, right? We'll dodge it. Like, at the end of the day, they all should have just fucking jumped. That's the best, most safest route, but Nagato just, he didn't expect that, you know, it's like... So, and once again, you're seeing a consistency. Naruto can only do shit when he's cheating and catch them by basically, like, out of nowhere off guard, you know, like...
Stuff that they don't know about, well, he knows
Yeah, literally, if they knew about this, then they all would have just jumped. All of them are capable of it. And not only that, the reason why we know this is because this bitch here, she could fight against Sage 1 Naruto the whole time, and taijutsu, you name it, etc. It's shown in the manga and blatantly in the anime. So it's like, he would have never got hit if it didn't expand instantaneous. Like, so once again, like, Sage 1 Naruto technically he scales to pain, technical, but he really doesn't. Not in a fair capacity. He has to land a cheating move, basically. Which this would hit anybody, really, if I'm being honest with you. And then what makes this really bad is right here where this just blows out of the water for the whole Konohamaru. This all Swag has to show as well. He's so full of himself, he destroyed the village, whatever, he wants to fight him alone. And then Shikamaru's dad's like, if he mastered Seijutsu, he's in a class of his own. Our best teamwork is to stay out of his way and not be a drag on him. You need to be patient. The smartest motherfucker on the planet basically said, hey, nobody can do anything. Only Naruto can. They're just built different. Him and Pain. You know, like, so there's that too. But, you know, and mind you, he knows everybody in the fucking village. But.
She?
Oh, she. My bad. Well, it's Nagato, right? Like, come on.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
It's Nagato,
but no,
yeah.
so this is not Naruto throwing it. This is expanding and catching them off guard. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Off guard,
but they
reacting.
What? It's not off guard? Get the fuck out of here. Kid, how is that not off guard, bro?
I have no idea. Because they expected that to happen.
But they did jump out of the way.
He's throwing the one. Look at it.
Yeah, he's throwing the one out. But
so he saves
what
him.
I'm saying is they did dodge the Rasen Shuriken as the Preda path is shown like blitzing it.
Okay, so firstly, they did. I understand that he reacts to
they literally
all.
dodged
I understand he reacts to the Rasen Shuriken. For one, I don't think the Rasen Shuriken scales to Sage Naruto in speed. I don't think that at all. Because when the six paths are up, Sage Naruto, or not six paths, yeah. That's all six paths. Sage Naruto straight up murder blitzes the Ashura path horrifically.
That was.
I'm not gonna lie. Sorry. But I think that Rasen Shuriken point right there. I think that entire scene was based off plot stupidity. Because it doesn't make sense that the Preda path wouldn't have just absorbed it again.
Literally. And then not only that, what's also stupid about what Noodles is doing right now is actually very dumb. And the reason why is he's talking about a moment that's an inconsistent moment, mind you, where the Ashura path gets blitzed by Sage 1 Naruto. For one, they're all looking at Tsunade. They weren't looking at Naruto. They're like, oh, we'll just deal with you, whatever. And Nagato's just being a fucking idiot. Once again, like Ken said, plot stupidity. And once again, off guard, there's a fucking, always a consistency, right? And you see what's happening? And that happens, right? And mind you, that's Ken already said it. Tendo and Ashura are the strongest offense past the Pains. Even though all the others can be able to scale in similar speed or whatever, they technically are more better in a certain regard. Not, well, at least Ashura because the machine or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. But they're the most best offense. He gets hit, right? But then we see non-offense past the Pains that can still react to Sage 1 Naruto and deal with his attacks and cannot get blitzed again. They cannot get blitzed again. It's just the whole fight, they can't get blitzed. What the fucking tell you? So that's just not true. So that would completely disconnect what he's claiming right now.
I don't think there's a single instance where Naruto beats one straight up.
No, he does. No, he couldn't. Ma and Paul literally says verbatim, we have to sever the link vision in order to land something. Otherwise, we're fucked. Because Naruto got 3 cheap shots. He got the fucking off guard on Ashura. Then he gets the Taijutsu off guard. Then he gets the Rasen Shuriken off guard. The moment now Nagato knows what he can do, it can't even happen ever again. It never happens again. So once again, if he was Blitz level of power doing that, he would just keep doing it. But he can't because he's prepared for it now and he's on guard. So that's just crazy. And once again, it's stated so many times. Even Naruto says himself, Taijutsu doesn't work, Ninjutsu doesn't work. What the fuck do I do, slug girl? And then he has to go and strategize, either use smoke bombs, or they have to use the frog smoke cloud, then throw Gamabunta to swallow Naruto in the summoning path, because they can't see shit, And then it goes. Come on.
So what I would say to that is, why would Naruto throw it then?
Why would Naruto throw it? Because it's a one-shot.
Throw it instead of run with it, as he's demonstrated he can do it.
That's dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
It can damage your chakra network directly.
No. So 6, do you have the scan of the body thing?
I agree with that one, Noodles. What is Swag on about? Am I missing something?
Whatever, where it says his body can handle
the whole point of throwing it Naruto says several times so he can't fuck himself over. Tsunade had a whole fucking speech about it. And then he literally injured himself when he used it without even nature energy. So I don't know about all that, you know?
I will say,
yeah,
for the sake of devil's advocate for
even
Swag,
if it says that,
you can argue that now since he has his sage body, that his sage body could
withstand
take
okay.
yeah.
Like, but it wasn't in hacks though, or no. It had to pierce you first though. Yeah, it has to pierce you. Never mind.
Because
it's like a poison and attack. Like if it can pierce your body, it's
it
like a poison and hits your cells. Exactly. Yeah.
But what I'll say is like Sage Naruto's body is so durable that Pain doesn't even think he can hurt him.
Yeah. To be fair, the rods are shown to be able to hurt him. What's it called? Like, he does think like he can stab. Like he technically shoots Naruto with a rod, and it actually goes through his body. And then Naruto uses Pain's rod and stabs himself too. But anyways, so the rods technically, and then like there's a moment where he punches Naruto.
I don't think that was Sage Naruto though.
It was Sage Naruto when Naruto stabs himself, and when he's in front of Nagato, he was in Sage mode, and then Naruto had to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he had to combine the QB in order to withstand the resistance and then take it out. What's it called? Well, technically he didn't do it. Nine Tails did it. He was pissed off when he heard Nagato say something. But anyways, so technically the rods are fair game, which makes sense. The rods are just really strong, and if you incorporate chakra, you name it. Yada yada, like it makes sense. You can argue the logic and substantiate, but when it comes to taijutsu with fatigue pain, I absolutely agree with Ken. It's just basically shown that like, you know, like you can't really do anything. Like we do see like Shinra Tensei hit Naruto, and it shows that like it's painful for Naruto, but once again, it can't do any like one shot damage or make him bleed. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like Gar, right, or whatever, and yada yada. Like and this is another thing. Naruto can take damage. Like when he falls from a height and hits the ground and falls in spikes, to remind you, which is still very impressive. Like, he says, ow, but he's like, wait, huh? Like, it doesn't hurt that much. So he can take damage still, okay? But it's like his durability is very, very high. So, once again, Ken is correct. But Pain just can't get, like, a really good blow is all I'm trying to say. Like, he could damage Sage Naruto, but it's nothing to subdue him or one-shot or you name it, you know? It's just to get the job done and set up and allow him to win the fight, basically.
Probably just the creation
I don't know if you agree with that, Ken, but that's what I was basically saying. But
of it. I don't think that the actual explosion he can handle.
No, it says that he nullifies all the risks or something.
Yeah. Do you think the fireball jutsu is as fast as the users?
And then not only that, I forgot to mention fucking Ken, when the whole fight, Naruto's having to block all the Pain's attacks as well. He's having to block. He's having to go use his kunai against the rod too, instead of just, you know, taking like Superman, you know what I mean, like a champ, so on and so forth. So there's all of that too that basically implies in a sense that like if he does get hit or whatever, his durability can more than likely be surpassed, or can at least cause a good amount of damage, you know. But there's that too.
I don't necessarily think that that's relevant here.
Do I need to send the scan?
Yeah. Can you send me the scan so I can put it in the chat?
It's 100% relevant, because if the fireball's not as fast, and your logic is that, oh, why would they use it if it's not as fast as their base
No,
speed?
it's not why would Naruto use it. It's why would Naruto throw it if he could just run with it.
Well, I understand that, but at the same time, that can make it way more obvious.
Shoot it projectile.
What's
projectile, I mean.
Is this the example?
Yeah, Swag is right about that. Mataratsu is actually very slow at a distance. At a distance, it's more slower because it has to launch and it's a projectile. If you're in close range, it's gonna be way fucking faster. It's like a bullet. Think of a bullet. Distance, right? You know, you shoot it from a distance, you have more likely whatever you could dodge. But if it's right in front of you, you're fucked, right? You know. Mataratsu works in the same thing, and the problem with Mataratsu is it's instantaneous. It's basically technically stated to be unavoidable, whatever, blah, blah, but obviously if you have it within a certain speed, you're fine. But yeah, that is true what Swag said. Yeah.
Pretty sure in this
like better yet, Obito's an example. Like, from a distance, he can more than likely just dodge, or it'll calm it right through, but when it was in close range and Sasuke does it, he immediately got hit by it, so.
Example where he reacts to the Rasen Shuriken, isn't that a fake one or some shit? Or am I
No,
missing
it's
that?
real.
That's real? That's the real one? Okay. There was another instance where it's a fake one.
You agree with that though, right, Ken, with the distance and projectile and Mataratsu speed and shit? It's slower if
Rasen
it's
Shuriken,
across.
that's when he's fighting Tendo Solo.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
and,
Okay.
and it could just be the case he thinks
That's
it'll
what-
land when
sorry
he
about
throws
that.
it. In that
That's what
instance.
I'm
You know what I
aimed
mean?
on,
Like he
yes.
might
Yeah,
think it might
But
be
he
fast
throws
enough.
it every time, and it's the act of
Sorry about
throwing it
the
that
But he does
changes
some-
it.
chirping in your ear.
No, you're good. You're good, brother. It's fine.
Thing different every time. So like when he throws it that time with the path absorbs it, right? He sees that it doesn't work, and then the next time he throws it, he expands it to catch them off guard, and the next
No,
time
he
after
expands it. He expands it the time before this, because that's
Well,
the
yeah,
one that.
it's the same.
that-
It's the same logic though, because if Pain has already
tomorrow,
seen the
if he's
ability, he's
down.
don't you agree that he would be able to decipher how to dodge that the next time?
damn.
Like that's the whole thing
But,
with
well,
Naruto
he
characters.
already dodged it the first time, though. So Pain
Wait,
has
which is the
demonstrated
first
multiple
time? The
times.
expanding one or
The first time is the expanding one. Yeah.
Okay, he didn't dodge.
Pain
that time.
demonstrates multiple times that he's able to
Well, hold on, but
dodge the Rasen
let's
Shuriken,
slow it down
which
a little
should
bit,
stay-
so
What I missed here, Ken? Did you hear it? I left for a moment.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of stopped paying attention.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Okay.
Naruto.
So we can like focus on specific points.
Sure.
Okay, so if he didn't dodge it the first time and one of the pads got destroyed,
All right, let me-
next time he'll be ready for that, right? The next time.
Wait, what are you saying?
So like if he gets hit by the jutsu this time, he's not gonna get hit by the same technique again, right?
But he dodged it the first time. That's what I'm saying.
You said that the
Like,
expansive
he dodges it.
You
the
said
fir-
the expansive
he, no,
Rasen Shuriken is him dodging it?
Yeah, so he dodges it, and then Naruto expands it to hit one of the pains, but the pains did dodge it.
I
Hey,
under-
Bats,
I
I have to
understand that.
differ,
I'm not-
man.
I'm not- I'm not saying
that-
All right, bro. All right.
He's dodging the initial, or I'm not saying that he's not dodging the initial Rasen Shuriken. What I'm saying is he's not dodging the expansion of it.
So what does this have to do with the fact that the Preda runs in from like off panel, like and just like turbo blitzes the Rasen Shuriken here?
Well, we'll get
Like,
into
Naruto
that. We haven't
can't
even finished
even
this point,
sense
so I
him.
don't want to move on from to a new point yet. So we'll finish this point first. Do you agree?
Well, no, this is the same point.
It's
like
not.
I'm saying that Naruto got blitzed, and I'm just like, what does the fact that he already saw it have to do with the fact that
I
this
don't.
is a
I don't
blitz?
think it's
And, like,
Naruto
asking
himself
you.
getting blitzed. I think it's his Rasen Shuriken getting reacted to.
No, Naruto gets an exclamation point above his head.
Just
after
indicates
the
surprise.
Preda runs in front of it. Right, it indicates surprise. He didn't even see it before the Rasen Shuriken got absorbed.
What makes you say that? Are you just assuming?
Oh,
that?
that's not. An exclamation mark indicates that you're aware of something coming. A question mark is when you're surprised. When there's an exclamation mark and a question mark, that is actually when it is. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. But
Because of the exclamation point.
That's
He's
just
like, oh,
that's
fuck.
just a
where-"
vague indication of surprise. If a rat fell on my head, I would have an exclamation point above
No,
my head.
Naruto
too.
doesn't even recognize that it's Preda until the panel after it starts getting
He
absorbed.
could be surprised that he's absorbing it. Like he could be surprised that literally I can name any aspect of this.
No, he's
that
not
he could-
surprised that he's absorbing it because he knows that pain is the one that
So-
absorbs ninjutsu.
So what are you just assuming what he's surprised at?
What do you mean? No, I think it's okay. It's extremely clear that he's supposed to be like, wait, what the fuck? Where'd he come from? Because Naruto thought that he took the Preda out. He's surprised that Preda is even there in the first place because he thought it was dead. So the
Yeah.
fact that he couldn't even sense it before with Sage Mode and then it showed up and absorbed his attack means that he got perception blitzed.
No, that's not what that means. So if he's
Why
surprised
not?
that one's dead or that one came back to life, that means he didn't sense it. You're right. But just because he has Sage Mode doesn't mean he has this omniscience where he's focusing on all of his senses at the same time. That's not how sensing works. Like this is the same argument as like, oh, Sakura scales the Kaguya because she punched her and she has Sage Mode. It's that same level type
It's
of
not the
argumentation.
same thing at all.
She has Sage Mode, so does Sakura scale the Kaguya in speed?
No, this is a completely irrelevant.
So answer the-
argument.
no,
I mean,
it's
okay,
relevant.
if I said yeah, how would that help you?
I mean, I would say that you're wrong, so I would argue with you on that. That's what I would say. But do you want to go down that path? Do you want to stand that
I really
Sakura
don't
scales the
want to
Kaguya
go
in
through the
speed?
Sakura gauntlet again, bro. Don't do this to me.
Well, listen, I'll put it to you
was
this
a
way,
whole
right?
different-
So something can be inside your vision, and you simply don't focus on it, and it can catch you off guard. So just give you an instance, the
Yeah,
deer,
but
the deer
this
in
is
headlights
sage
effect.
Naruto.
It doesn't
This is
matter.
Sage
It doesn't matter.
Naruto,
It doesn't
bro.
matter. It's
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Kaguya
It's
was
Sage
too
Naruto.
Kaguya was too focused on DMS Kakashi and Sage of Six Pads Naruto and Sasuke to react to Sakura. She was completely focused on them. So because there's greater threats there, her focus is on them. Like, you ever play Call of Duty? I know this is really
Of course
work
I
with.
play Call of Duty.
Do you know the 6th Sense perk?
Yeah.
So you know how like it'll show you on the mini map a
Alright, so I'm going to end this reaction here, guys. This will be for part 1. If you guys are enjoying it so far, make sure you leave a like, comment your thoughts down below. Subscribe for more content, subscribe because of the channel. We're going to definitely finish this out, you name it, etc. But I don't want this video to be too crazy long. I know we probably already passed the hour mark, so I'm going to just end it here for now, and then we'll just continue on and continue on. The other ones will probably be way more shorter, but just putting it out there. But anyways, Batman out. Peace.